Hello, Internet. I wanted to share something with you that will probably disturb me for the rest of my life. I've not been able to tell anyone else who I know in real life as they don't believe me and usually just call me crazy. It all started a week ago. It was a normal Monday for me. I got up, took a shower, got ready, and headed out for college. The day went by slowly, and when college had finished, I caught the bus back home. As I got to my house, however, one of my friends, Tom, was standing outside my door. This was unusual, as he very rarely came to my house. I would usually just chill with him and go somewhere rather than come back to my house with him. Anyway, as I walked up to him, he turned to face me. He looked scared, as if he'd seen a ghost or something. He ran up to me and handed me an object. I looked down at the object that he had just given to me, and it turned out to be a video game. Call of Duty Black Ops, to be precise. I wasn't really a Call of Duty fan, so I'd never really played any of the games and series before. I looked at him with a confused look. Tom, 2 questions. 1, why are you waiting outside my house? And why did you give me this? I told you that I've never played Call of Duty before. Before I could get an answer out of him, he shoved me out of the way and just ran away. I ran after him and noticed that he was running to his house. He lived only 2 minutes away down the road, so I knew the path to his house. I continued to run after him, shouting, "Tom, what the hell is up with you?" Eventually, he finally reached his house with me trying to catch up to him. As soon as I made it to his door, he slammed the door in my face. I tried to open it. Of course, he locked it. The fuck is up with him? He banged on his door for what seemed like hours. And after a while, I figured that he wasn't going to unlock the door, so I just made my way back home. Well, that's me worded out for the day. Going to have to talk to him about that tomorrow. I looked down at the game, a confused look on my face once again. And what the hell am I going to do with this? It's not like I asked to lend this. I might just leave it for now. I don't particularly feel like playing Xbox yet anyway. When I got home, I walked into my living room and turned my TV on. I put the game down on my settee, couch for you Americans reading this, and sat in my chair. After a few hours of watching TV, I got bored and decided to turn on my Xbox. As it booted up and brought me to the dashboard, a thought came across my mind. Just what should I play? I looked over to my settee and saw the game that Tom had handed me earlier. I went over to it, picked it up, opened the case, and put the disc into my Xbox. Might as well try this out, see if it works and whatnot. Even if I'm not all that interested in Call of Duty, it is a game and I've never actually played it before, so... My thoughts came to an end when a loud sound came from my TV. I jumped and looked at my screen. The sound came from the main menu booting up. I was in a room with TVs on my right and a TV on my left. The TV on the left had options such as campaign, multiplayer, zombies, and options. Zombies, huh? Sounds better than campaign or multiplayer, I guess. Might as well try this out. I clicked on the zombies option, and the room changed to a yellowish color. I also noted that a guy behind the window, who I didn't notice before, was smacking the window. He was trying to break through. How did I not see him when I was on the main menu? My eyesight must be worse than I thought. Either that or I just wasn't looking properly. Paying no attention to this, I clicked through the various menus and saw a map called Kino der Toten. I clicked on it, and eventually, it found a lobby with 3 players. The match eventually started, and I spawned into what seemed a rundown building. While the other players ran off in different directions, I searched around this room and noticed that all the 3 other players were standing next to a barrier of some sort. Is this where the zombies spawn? After realizing that they did in fact spawn behind the barriers, I found one that wasn't occupied by one of the players. I stood behind it, and eventually, the zombies started coming towards the barrier. I only had a pistol, and so did everyone else, it seemed, so I guessed that I couldn't do a whole ton of damage just yet. After killing a few zombies that tried to break through the barrier, I heard a scream behind me. There are scream sound effects in this game? Huh. I ran towards the sound and saw that a player was getting mauled by a bunch of zombies. What confused me here, though, is the fact that the player's character was looking towards me with a realistic look on his face. He had a terrified expression, mixed with a look of what seemed like he was pleading. To me. I ran towards the zombies, shooting them as I got closer, but it did almost next to no damage. Before I could get really close to him, the zombies started ripping him and just eating him alive. even have death animations where the character gets eaten? I should have played this time ages ago. This is awesome. I soon heard the player's character shout, "Help me!" Wow, he really went all out on this game, I thought to myself. When I managed to actually kill all the zombies around the player, he was gone. All that was left were bones and a very, very realistic mangled head. That creeped me out a bit. For one, I had never seen a game this realistic, especially the faces on the characters when they were getting eaten alive. The game apparently progressed through rounds. Round 1 had finished when I received a text from one of my other friends, Dave. It read, "Hey man, what are you up to?" I looked around and made sure there were no zombies there. When I was content that I wasn't going to get killed, I picked up my phone and replied to his message. "Nothing much, dude. Tom was outside my house today, handed me a game for the Xbox 360, Call of Duty Black Ops. What was really odd, though, is how he looked and acted. He looked terrified, and as soon as he handed me the game, he ran home. I followed him, but he locked his door and wouldn't open it. I admit, it creeped me out quite a bit. He's never done anything like that, and I don't see why he would. Anyway, I'm playing the game now, and I gotta admit, it's freaking realistic. I'm on a zombies match with 3 other players. One of them died, and the player's character did a really, really realistic animation while the zombies were just eating him alive. He even screamed, looked towards me, and shouted, "Help me!" I really should have bought this game ages ago. After finally sending the text, I heard 2 screams from my TV. I put my focus back on the game and saw that the 2 other players were getting eaten as well. They both looked towards me and screamed different things each. One of them shouted, "Why aren't you helping?" While the other one shouted, "I hate you! Help you rot in hell with me!" That was when I started to get a bit weirded out. A game can't be this realistic, can it? I'd be surprised at how realistic it had been so far, but now I was getting creeped out, especially when I hear the 2 players screaming. Screaming was the most realistic screams I had ever heard in a game, and even more realistic than the scream I heard when the first player died. I got a text and decided to read it. I checked the game and noticed that the zombies were still eating the other 2 players and weren't paying any attention to me whatsoever, so I decided to quickly look at the text that I had received. It was from Dave again. "Dude, what the hell are you talking about? I have that game and I've played a lot of zombies. It's never been that realistic, not even in the new maps. There's no animations where the player gets eaten alive. They don't look towards you and scream, 'Help me,' either. All the zombies do is hit you 2 times, you go down. You can only get revived by another player, so you've either got a really well done hacked version or you're just bullshitting me." I looked at the text in confusion. What the hell is he talking about? It can't be hacked. Tom's told me before you bought it from Game. I doubt they sell hacked copies of games. Before I could even click on reply, I heard yet another scream from the TV. I looked and jumped at what I saw. There was a zombie who had its face right up to my screen. When I say that, I mean literally just an inch away. It looked like if I had reached out to the TV, I could probably touch it. It was also the most realistic zombie that I'd ever seen. I've seen a few zombie films before, and this zombie beat all of them out of the water with its appearance. I could see its skull and its brain barely hanging out. There were only black, empty sockets where the eyes should have been. Its flesh on its mouth had been ripped off, so you could see the entire front of its jaw. The next thing it did scared me intensely. It grinned. It grinned at me, as in literally at me. It looked as if it could see me through the screen, and it spoke. "I'm going to enjoy this." Its voice was low, not demonic or anything like that, just a low male voice. Although there was something that made its voice sound a lot creepier than any male's voice. It had a soothing tone to it. Before I could do anything, the zombie stabbed its fingers into what I presumed my character's eyes. I only guessed that as the fingers looked as if they touched my screen and the screen went black. There was still sound, just no video. I could hear moans, and then I heard something being snapped. Then more snapping sounds. I guess that the game was still running, just not with video. I didn't even want to think what the zombies were doing to my player. Then I heard what sounded like something eating something. I nearly puked at the thoughts coming to my head. I ejected the disc with lightning fast speed and put it back in its case. I ran over to Tom's house and knocked on his door. Still, no reply. I put the game down into his doorstep, hoping that he would find it when he came out of his house. He can have that game, I just never want to see that thing again. The day went by pretty normally. However, when I went to sleep, I had a nightmare which included the zombie, what I saw in the game. He was eating me alive. I could feel everything. Every bite, every scratch, everything. I woke up screaming, sweating like a madman. I was relieved that it was just a dream, but it just felt so real. I've been having the same nightmare every week for the past week. And when I've woken up in the middle of the night, I swear I could see someone standing at the foot of my bed. But when I rub my eyes, the mysterious figure is gone. I honestly don't know what to do. Obviously, I knew that I might have a nightmare, as this experience disturbed me a lot. The same exact nightmare for an entire week, which involves me feeling the exact same pain that the zombie eats me. And when I woke up, seeing a mysterious figure standing on the edge of my bed? Something's wrong with me. I really need to get some help. Thanks for reading, guys. Let's just hope this doesn't happen again tonight. Alright, so, that was an interesting read. I just kind of want to, state that this entire creepypasta, it's too cliched. I just want to say that. I mean, it kind of started out okay, but I mean, over time, it slowly made its way into just like your typical gaming creepypasta, and I think, really, it killed itself, you know? It killed itself a little too quickly, and I think it's a little disappointing, because this creepypasta actually kind of had it going for a bit. It was actually kind of okay. I could actually sit here and I was actually thinking to myself, yeah, I dig it. Yeah, it's pretty good. But now that it just basically, I think what really started to kill it was the idea of the hyper-realism. It never blatantly says hyper-realistic blood or hyper-realistic death or something like that, but yeah, it goes pretty much outside of the technical boundaries of the game, and maybe it tries to bring it up with the whole, maybe it's a hacked game, but I mean, I don't think that really doesn't cover much, because one, he's not playing with bots. You can't play zombies with bots. So if he were playing zombies with bots, that would make this actually somewhat believable. However, he's playing online on a random server with random people. So that means that this is not just happening to him, this is happening to 3 other people who we don't know of, and yeah, I kind of find that hard to believe if this were to happen just randomly. I find this really hard to believe. It doesn't seem like it'd be possible. We don't know the other 4 people. We don't know what happened with them, so yeah, I'm gonna say this story's not very realistic at all. And I mean, I know some creepypastas are not meant to be realistic, Slender Man, but here's the thing. When you throw in hyper-realism, and then you put in things that just are very unrealistic, along with that hyper-realism, you break the rhythm. You break the meaning of the story. You just break every illusion or immersion it tried to have. All in all, it wasn't an awful story, but I wouldn't recommend it again. I wouldn't recommend it to anyone, honestly. I think what the author could do to pretty much save the story would be, I don't know, probably to focus less on making it the whole kind of creepy, hyper-realistic, super scary game that nobody else believes because it didn't happen, and to actually put something that, like, kind of actually works its way into kind of affecting the character's psychology, his psyche, basically, like, working into affecting his mind. Perhaps, I don't know, perhaps he was taken away as a young child, and he was very verbally abused, and, like, basically the main menu kind of reminds him of kind of like his abusive household. I'm throwing random ideas out here. I'm not the best at creating ideas, but honestly, I do feel like there would be ways to improve this. So, yeah, that's about all I got. So, yeah, this was a creepypasta read-through, and I'm sorry, guys, for everything, like, about this week. I have been having absolute living hell getting anything recorded, because open broadcast software doesn't work, and my typical Windows recording software, which worked on me for the past 3 months, has gone to shit, and I cannot use it anymore, and it's really pissing me off. So, yeah, I'm really sorry, guys, but this week has just kind of been a mess. So, anyway, hope you enjoyed it. So, if you want to hear more creepypastas, then just leave a like. Tell me what you want to hear. Send me creepypasta recommendations. Good, bad, I'll do them and everything. And we've got our troll pasta coming up probably next week, maybe. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Anyway, if you liked it, please like, comment, subscribe. Just do whatever you feel you need to. I'm the Militant Horse, and I'll see you later.
Standing on my doorstep, waiting for a package, hoping for that blissful moment when